On the 28th of March 2010, Freshbox TV hosted an event at the Nottingham Youth Centre called Goody and a Hoodie. The event focused on the misrepresentation of young people within the British media, and the young people received workshops aimed to raise their awareness to the manipulation of the media around them.
Every time we work with young people around the issues, one of the main things that comes up is how young people are portrayed in the media. A lot of people could interpret different things differently. So I've done two separate stories. One was positive and one was negative.
Old woman with a hoodie on.
So that's passed on through word of mouth. It loses the original story and changes completely.
Try and remember what it was.
Pass. Pass.
So far what we've been doing is we've been talking about what could possibly be done to change this attitude we've got towards young people as it is.
We've just been sat down and thinking of ways that they can challenge the media perceptions of them and things that they can do here in the youth centre, so writing press releases and stuff like that and sending them out to newspapers and talking about the way different newspapers portray young people.
We wanted to give the young people the opportunity to talk about the press, how they felt about it, how they could maybe start to influence it and maybe seize control of the agenda a bit rather than being passive and just being, I suppose, recipients of bad press and feeling resentful about that.
Basically, we've just been talking about the press's bias against young people. There's too much stigma, too much prejudice against young people, particularly in the media. The media is a tool, the media is a vehicle for change, and we need to use it. Papers would never write negative stories about old people, middle-aged people. They never write racist articles. So I don't know why they're writing headlines such as "Schoolgirls in knifing incident" about young people.
Papers do focus on the negativity of youths in the paper to sell papers. They all realise that straight away, that it's the bad news that sells best.
Well, we just looked at a few cuttings and got an idea of the way that newspapers are reporting young people.
One was a positive story and one was negative, and it was interesting to see that the one that was positive was about really young kids, age 11. And the one that was negative was more my age, 16, 17. I think it's been a bit of a penny drop moment for some of them, seeing exactly how the media do manipulate situations with words and things. So I think a lot of them just kind of agreed with what the media was saying just because it was in the media. I think they see the media as, oh well, if it's in the paper, it's right. And then when the penny drop moment happens, the struggle then is the young people don't seem to think they can challenge that.
I think the media portray them so badly because they think that young people are vulnerable and they're not in a position to challenge it. They wouldn't do it to older educated people because they'd challenge it. So it'll give young people maybe that confidence and teach them the skills and stuff like that, so they can go away and if they read a horrible story, they might feel a bit more confident about writing a letter into the newspaper and challenging it.
Where do we go from today? We write letters, we write reports, we talk to journalists and make sure that we are getting our point of view heard.
It's not like young people just reading the headlines and then throwing the paper away. Older people do read all of the paper, so they're realising now that even if it's on page 5 or 10, people will still read it and think, oh, that's good. Young people are doing really, really well.
What they might take away is that there are things they can do to be proactive.
Things like Twitter, things like Facebook, things like blogs are essential to the new media, are essential to social media, but young people are already using them, but we need to use them more and more and more.